Hey everyone, how y'all doing? And stuff. It's Tuesday, second day of February of the week and stuff. Um, I'm a stupid idiot. Um, Sent a message that they still believe it's the law enforcement that Libby took on the bridge. It's fake, AI. No, it's not. Um, so it's not fake. And you listen to the ones who made it look like it's all fake and stuff. And I'll show it here. Let me show it to you. Um all right, let's see here. Can we all do this one? Yes, I can do this one. All right, let me zoom in on it first before I show it to you. All right, so I'm waiting for Jason. He should be on here. Make sure this is the right one. No, not the right. Where are you? Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Facebook. I'm zooming in. I'm trying to find it. I got it here somewhere. Um, Let me see here. I set a number. Where are you? I know it's Facebook. There you go. Okay, that is a 5. Okay, I'm trying to find the number. That one. Okay. So, the stupid idiots who believes, see, this is the real photos. 7 hours ago. That's the time they found on Libby German's phone. The photos shows. Says 7 hours ago. So this is before the girls went missing, being followed by the killer, Richard Allen, or I call him the ghost of Delphi. That's what I've been calling when it started, Ghost of Delphi. And then showing Libby showing the south end, and I zoomed in. There's nobody on that end. Nobody. Nobody at all. Um, this is not AI, and the law enforcement didn't put this in as a fake. These are real photos. And it's sad. Um, that these people believe this is all fake, which that's not. And believing Prof and people in Canada, these are real people. And I zoomed in on this bridge, this particular bridge. That this is Libby's bridge she took for the south end. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Downloads. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, you can hear me clicking. Okay, I'm trying to see what I can. 200. Okay, enlarged. All right, hold on. Try to get this. See if I can be able to download this here. And be able to show you. All right, share it. This photo. I'll share this photo. Hold on. All right. See all apps. Where is my Facebook page? Trying to share this to hopefully it won't let me share where I need to share for some reason. All right, see if I can copy it. This is what it looked like before during the before the murders. This is what it looked like. Okay, let me get this here. So if we let me show you this of all right. So this is what it looked like before. Okay. Now this is where come on, get enlarged. This is what was before the murder. This is the north end of the bridge. This is where the tree is. This is where you can't see no leaves besides what's there. What trees do have leaves. You can see this whole entire area. This is what it was. This is where on to our left is where the Mears property is. that leads to the cemetery and the ravine. So, think about this is trying to say this is an AI too. No, the person would have been standing back here. Richard Allen would be standing right back here, waiting for the girls to move, figure out which way. And I said in my videos before, he's back here, far back here, that you couldn't see them because that iPhone of theirs, Libby's iPhone, that you could not see that far with that iPhone. Back then, they didn't have that technology on that, be able to have a telescope made for cell phones now. These days, you can clip on the telescope and go from there. So that's what it looks like. And before, what the hell? I don't know what it's calling. But before that, you would be able to see these photos. These are the real photos. And Libby Took. And like I said, I'm still trying to find that one. Showing that see if I can find it. Oh, what's that? Let me see here. No, not that. I took the close-up of Libby of the South End. I'm got it close. Let me find it. I'm still looking for it here. Okay, this is it. Okay, so if we let me share this one too. Oh no, that ain't gonna work. All right, let me. All right, that's it. All right, so we do this. Copy this. I have to copy to my okay, there's that one. And there's this one. Copy. Okay. Paste. Okay, so I got those two. All right. Now, let me show you on this one. Hey, see-through. Hey, Christy, how y'all doing? Grismatic, what's going on? All right, let me show you where there we go. Okay, so this is the same photo that Libby took, and you can see down here is where the South End is. There's no one standing there. So basically, there is no one standing there on the South End at all. This is the South End. You would be able to see. There's no leaves and stuff, you will be able to see the south end. So, this is what it looked like. Um, Same photo on the south end. That's the south end. And then back again, this is all south end. There's no one down there. No one standing there. And it clearly shows in the video of Libby that there was no one down the south end when Libby and Abby arrived at the south end. No one standing down there. Proved what I said at the beginning of my look and everything on photos and stuff. No one was down there on the south end, and that's correct. I was right on that one. And like I said, on, let me see here. Where's that one? So basically on this other one, let me get to it. Where is it? I just had it. No, where the heck did it go to? Let me go back here. I just had that. Of where, there it is. I had it. Where'd it go? Of the beginning of where the killer, Rich Allen, was standing at. And do I have to get that copy again? I guess I'll have to copy this again. So let me copy this again. Photo. All right. Open this up. So basically what I'm going to show you again, and it's, the girls was never on Freedom Bridge. None whatsoever. The girls was never on the Freedom Bridge. So this is the beginning of where it all started. The killer was far back here. You can't see from beyond the gate here. And with her iPhone, you can't see anything. None whatsoever. Yeah, right, see-through. That's correct. And the killer, like I said, where the killer was standing at, he wouldn't have been seen. He was farther back this way. He's way beyond this because the iPhone you couldn't use to focus on. And these are real photos of the trail before, when the girls went out there. And let me get to the other two. No, cancel. Let me get to the other ones here. Here's this one. And this is the closer up of the south end. And like I said, I already knew there's no one down there because no one was down there when they finally showed Libby and we walked down the south end. No one. This is her original photo. And let me get to the one I need to see. Oh, where'd he go? Facebook. That's not what I'm looking for. All right, let me get to the one I'm looking for. All right. Because these are the real photos of Libby and stuff. Here we go. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. So these are the photos that are real. These are the photos are real. It's not AI. Law enforcement never put them in there at all. These are 7 hours, like it says here, 7 hours on both photos, because it was 7 hours later that the phone went dead. Yeah, 7 hours. This is the real photos that Libby took that day. And these people who believe dumbasses on the other side who puts out lies. The girls were never on Wilson's Bridge. We know who said that. Prof said that, along with everybody else. These were all fake, but they're not fake. None whatsoever. And you're all idiots. You seen the photo taken? No. Have you seen taken from Rick's photo book? No, he's standing at the tree in one and looking at the creek in another one. Do you know where those locations? I have not seen those. See through. Is there a way to send those to me so I can look at them? Or he's entering from the Freedom Bridge. He's never came from the south end. No, you always have to go through the north end to get to the south end. This needs an explanation. Just crazy to think people. Yeah, they keep on believing these people's lies on the other side. It's not even true. Those are what happened. Those are the real bridges that the girls took photos of, walked on, and like I said, there was no one on the south side. And like I said, and look what happened. They were alone on the south side, no one standing there waiting for them. But you see Richard Allen slowly speeding up. After the girls were in the middle of the bridge, he was waiting which way the girls would go. If the girls came back towards the north end, that's where they would head to. And look what happened. They changed directions. They could have kept going, but Abby didn't know the directions where her home was. Hey, Gilbo, what's going on? Yeah, if you be able to show me those photos see through somehow, and I can tell you where they are. and stuff. Yeah. Show me. I can tell you where they are. Sent to you on Facebook. Okay, you sent me on Facebook? All right. Let me see here. Let me look at them. Okay, this is here. All right, let me show you this. Okay. Let me get to this here. All right. This is on the other trail. Not the Monon Trail, the other one that forks off where the bench is. He's not that far from the bench. So that's on the other trail. This trail leads down towards the bottom of the hill. On this one, goes to the bottom of the hill, and you can walk to the creek that way. And the yellow one, this is the same location on the other side of the bench, because that's the trail you have to go get to the north end. So this must have been a long time ago. April 12th, 2016, looking down at the river off of High Bridge Trail. So this is next to the bench where it forks off. So this is the main trail right here from Freedom parking lot. And if you, right here's where the drop off is, where this page is. Doesn't show where the drop off, but this is where the drop off is, where the mirror's home is right just down. You can be able to see it. But this is still by the bench. And that's the trail that comes from the Freedom Bridge. There's no other trail to get to the South Bridge unless you park your car off that road to get to Brad Weber's land. But there's a road that goes right in front of that road, straight on to a church. And I showed you that church. I can show you again. But yeah, that's Rick still standing at the fork where the bench is. Let me show you the. Let me show you the one church I was telling you about. Hold on, let me get the Google map here and show you where this is. Delphi, India, yeah. Okay, so if we look at that, where is it? That's 218. School. Okay, let me show you something here. All right, so if Rick did this, okay, this is the road, and this is the road that leads to Brad Weber's place, right back in here. This is Brad Weber's place, okay? Back in here. He's back in there, all right? Because this is where everybody is. So if Richard Allen came up here to, where's that church at? Where are you, church? Where's the church? No, that's not the church. Where are you? Let's past it. I know it's in here somewhere. It's the railroad. Okay, here it is. All right, so this is the old railroad line right here. This is the old railroad line right here. Okay, there was a dip in this. I always remember you have to dip down and come back up. So if Richard Allen parked right here at this church parking lot, no one probably wouldn't be suspicious unless there's a, say it's a dead car or whatever parked there and had to get off the hot road. So if he parked the car and say he walked up to him, he's walking, doing a walking exercise, okay? He would come through here. This is the main line of the railroad, okay? Walking all the way through here. And there's the bridge. There's the bridge right here. This is the bridge, Monon Bridge, okay? Going through here. This is the old line to the Monon Bridge. So if you keep going, it curves around. This is the bridge line. If he walks that route, instead of parking clear over by the welfare office, nobody would be suspicious. He could have took those two girls this way. Instead of that way, instead of over here, he would have gone this way. And somewhere along here, he would have got away with it. People would have been looking over here in this area, but not over here. Look how much wooded area this is. This is wooded area there, wooded area here. So with no leaves on the trees, he would have had a better hiding these girls and left back out here with no problem. Nobody. This road hardly has no cars on it. Once in a while it will, it don't. And he could have just walked right back to this church because he lives just right on the side of this highway, right over here. He would not have been seen unless he stayed on this side of the bridge on the south side, just waiting for somebody to come on this end. He would not have been seen if he took the girls this way. These are the two opportunities the girls could have been done in, and nobody would know. But if the search was all around here and the girls were over here, nobody would know. Nobody would know whatsoever. Yep, sure is. High risk crime at the time of the day. Correct. Even though he was drunk that day too, it wouldn't make any difference. But he would have got away if he parked at that church. I told people, if he parked at that church and walked down to that main the real line from that Monon Trail, nobody would know. No one. None whatsoever. So these people who keep on thinking, oh, the police put this fake AI or makeup, put them in there. No, that's Abby. That is true Abby. And these people who believes Prof, all these other stupid idiots on the other side who believes this person in Canada that's passing out lies, man, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They never came here. They never live in this area to come visit, see what the damn place looked like. So, there you go. If these idiots believe, oh, the cops put law enforcement put AI in there, no. They did not. They went by the book. They didn't frame somebody like the lawyers of Richard Allen, how Richard lied to his lawyers, come up with freaking crap, tell his lawyers, and his lawyers believed his ass. And they're the ones who are putting out false information out there in the news. And all these people are putting false lies. They're not even true. So, well, there you go. That's the story. That's the rest of the story. Richard Allen is guilty of the crime and how he has mental problems as it is. His mom knew he had mental problems because he got pissed off his mom, and he's supposed to eat lunch there with his mom. Yep, the train keeps rolling with the money. That's correct, see-through. So if he didn't get pissed off at his mom, he would have had lunch. It would never happen. King Klein, no, he didn't kill him. He just wanted to be famous for the murders of Libby Abbey. Richard Allen's lawyers milking the money. At the beginning, he said they were wanting him out of prison, but they knew if he kept in prison, they didn't want to lose that money. They knew if we keep him in prison, we still get that money. That was their that was their real big time money. The biggest scam of all times. Scam Carroll County's money, which they didn't have. They didn't have $2 million to come up with paying for the courts. But it seems like the defense team took the opportunity to do that. Yep, you probably could see through. You probably could. You probably could. So I know there are going to be comments from these damn people who thinks the ones I just said mentioned on the other side been lying. Listen to the lawyers saying they're ones that are telling the truth, but they're not. So hey, thanks for all coming. See through, Gibbo, Christy, Grismatic. Who else I missed? Did I miss anything? Anybody else? So hey, thanks for all coming. I appreciate it. Have a rest of the day and evening, and I'll talk to you guys all later.